Hey everybody, today I'm reviewing another Swiss Legend Neptune. This is the rose gold finish with black mother of pearl dial. The model number is 21848P-RG-01-MOP. So let's get to it. Here you can see the outer packaging. This is just a simple gloss black Swiss Legend branded box, and it says the model number on it there. Open this up and a second there we go. You get the inner box. This is a faux leather with silver stitching, white stitching, I'm sorry, contrasting. It's a nice box. This is what most of the Swiss Legends come in. I like this box. It's pretty decent. You open it up, you'll see in here it says Swiss Legend in red lettering on the top, and inside is the watch itself. Let's pull that out and put it aside for a moment. Oh, whoop. Along with the watch, you get the manual here, which states Swiss Legend's 5-year warranty on the movement only. That does not include the case or the band, etc. And 10-year crystal warranty on the Sapphitek crystal. So this is just a general manual, and it goes through a bunch of different movements and such. It's a universal manual for Swiss Legend. A few different languages, etc. So let's get that box out of the way for now and get on to the watch itself. Like I said, this is the rose gold finish with black mother of pearl dial. This is a 48mm watch, but it wears much smaller, more like a 44 I would say, and that's due to the curved back here, which fits your wrist very well. I'm just going to take this off the pillow real quick. There we go. Alright, 48mm case, wears smaller. This uses a Swiss ISA movement. I'm not sure exactly which one. It keeps very good time. I don't have to adjust it really hardly at all. Maybe once every couple of months or so. So that's great. The rose gold finish, I do not believe it's actual rose gold, but it is an excellent finish. Mirror polish. You can see there, it's got a great finish. No marks on it at all, except for just, occasional dust from me. But when I got it, it looked perfect. Great job there. You can see it has a bezel here, which is unidirectional. I believe it's 120 click. It's a little bit light. I would prefer a little bit more of a positive engagement on the bezel, so you can really rub it against something and it'll move it on its own. But, this is more of a cosmetic thing than a real dive watch, so that's okay. But it works pretty well, lines up just right. Along with the rose gold finish here, you'll see that the the side of the case of the Neptunes, this is true of pretty much all Neptunes, they have a basically a rubber band here, more or less, silicone, whatever it is. Let me see if I can move it here. You can see that just pops right off, and it's rubber, it's grippy. It looks, some people have said, somewhat like a tire or something like that, but I quite like the look. It's a nice contrast, and it matches the color of the band, of course, so it kind of blends together. Speaking of the band, this is a silicone band. It tapers, as you can see. I believe it tapers to 22mm. I may be wrong on that. You can see it's marked Swiss Legend. It has a very wide range of wrist sizes. I have a about 7-inch wrist. It fits me perfect on the 4th to tightest hole. Swiss Legend stainless steel. Oh, let me get it to focus. There we go. It says Swiss Legend on the clasp here, which is stainless steel. Same anodizing in rose gold. Nice clasp. And there's a Swiss Legend logo right there on the strap. You will also find the logo on the crown here. Sorry, let me get it to focus again. Come on. My apologies. There we go. Alright. So you can see it has the logo right there on the crown itself. This is a screw down crown. Very nice knurling here. Nice positive grip. So it's threaded to screw down. This watch is rated to 100 meters. Sorry. I had to check it there. Wasn't quite sure. 100 meters due to the screw down, and it is. I've brought it in the pool and all that, and I've gone just on some snorkeling trips with it. No problems whatsoever. screw down is pretty much the standard for any type of water use. Some, like Invicta, will use just an O-ring, but that really isn't quite what I would call reliable enough to use in actual use, like in a pool, etc. So you can see here on the movement, this is a pretty simple movement. It has hour, minute, second, and date. So first click out will change your date. Second click out changes the time. And that's how you adjust the movement. Let's take a look at the case back real quick before we get to the dial. You can see there it says Swiss Legend, Neptune, and let's see, stainless steel case, water resistant, 10 atmosphere, 100 meter. What else do we see here? Swiss made movement and Sapphitek crystal. A nice polished case back, and you'll see it's brushed on the back of the case itself here on the back. So let's move on to the actual dial itself. When I first got this watch, the crystal was extremely smudged to the point that it was hard to distinguish that this was actually mother of pearl. It just looked like it was flat brown. And this is true of every Neptune that I've bought so far. You will notice on my other video, the black Neptune, I had two of those. The first one was returned due to the smudges, and the second one was exactly the same. I think it has something to do with how they place the crystal. This is completely unacceptable for a new factory new watch. And what I ended up doing with this one is I just opened it up, unscrewed the back, got the movement out, and cleaned the crystal off myself, and now it's smudge free. However, you shouldn't have to do that on a watch. This one retails, I just checked, for $70, $69.99 on worldofwatches.com. However, I got it on sale for $45 shipped during a sale that they had. I would say for $70, I don't know if this watch is worth it. For $45, sure. It's hard to get you know, much better than this for $45. It's a very solid watch. I haven't had any problems. Anyway, you need to be aware that there's a good chance you're going to get a smudged crystal, at least on the cheaper Neptunes, it seems. It's hit or miss, I guess. Not everyone has that problem. I've had a 3 for 3 so far rate of this happening. So the dial itself, you'll see it has stick markers and 3 Arabic for the 12, 3, 6, and 9 positions. So there's some other flaws along with the smudge. You'll notice the 12 there. See how the 1 and the 2 don't line up? Those were placed incorrectly. Also, take a look at the 6. It's very, very subtle, but it's also tilted a little bit this way, towards the side. So that's a little bit misaligned. However, it's so subtle that I don't really even notice it, and it's okay. I was willing to let that go. However, that's what, 3 things wrong so far. The hour markers, the little white squares there, are illuminated with Lume. So are the hour, minute, and second hands. You'll see the date window there at the 4 o'clock position. The Swiss Legend copyright, or whatever, the Swiss Legend words there in the logo in rose gold, and Neptune logo right there. I like the Neptune, but the little trident there. Then the dial itself is black mother of pearl, like I said. However, it's more of a copper color, which I was kind of not impressed with when I first got it. However, for this finish in the rose gold, it actually works pretty well. Again, though, I didn't really get what I expected, and that's not really very good. Very good. The mother of pearl is also rather poor on this model as far as like contrast and waviness and all that. You can see it there. Let me get a light here. It might look a little bit weird at first, but see what I can find. I'm trying to show you the there. That helps it stand out a little bit better. You can see the waviness on the dial there, and there's very, very little color, but you can see a little bit of green right there. It's hard to really pick much of anything out, to be honest. And this is true in real use, in the daylight, in the sunlight, etc. There's not much color. There's a little bit of green there. There's a little bit of red flashes here and there. But that's about it, really, to be honest. Anyway, let's move on. You know what? Let's go to a Lume shot next. So I'll be right back as soon as I turn the lights off. Alright, we got the lights off, and I've been charging the Lume there with a Cree XML flashlight for 2 or 3 minutes now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the light off, and we're going to see what we got. So that's the Lume there. Like I said, the little white squares end up luminous for the 12-hour marks. There's an indice there on the rotating bezel to indicate where the point is. And the hour and minute markers are illuminated, as well as the second hand, but you can't really see the second hand actually. And you can see how quick the Lume is fading here. It's already, the hour markers are very difficult to read, and in real life they are actually probably a quarter of what they were when I first charged them. The Lume fades very fast. This is not very good Lume on this watch, and this is also true of my other Neptune as well, although not quite as poor as it is with this watch. So that's the Lume. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights back on. Alright, I'm back with the rose gold Neptune here, and you just saw the Lume. I would also want to point out that the Lume does not last long at all in real use. Within, I'd say 10 minutes, it's completely invisible, even in total darkness. Maybe 15 if you're lucky. And that's with a direct charge from a flashlight. If you're just using it in the daylight or something, it's dead pretty much right away. And that's about it, really. I don't have anything else to say. Overall, it's an okay watch. It's acceptable quality for the price, except for the smudges in the crystal. That's just not acceptable. That's a poor assembly. I don't know what the problem is, but they really shouldn't fix that. As of purchasing this watch, I will not be buying any more Neptunes because I'm just tired of having to clean my own brand new watches. So that's something that you need to consider if you're confident enough to clean up your own watch, or if you'd rather just let it be. Or you may have to end up paying someone else to do it, which is going to, of course, add to the cost of the watch. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'm just going to put up a few photos to finish up the video.